Before you fall in love with that perfect Winnipeg home, stop for a second. Because what if I told you that that small crack in the basement or foundation wall, or those tilted floors, could cost you thousands later? I've seen buyers spend thousands fix small problems that they could have spotted in 5 minutes in the first place. So today I'm breaking down the 7 biggest red flags every home buyer should look for before they go ahead with the purchase. From foundation issues to electrical dangers most people don't know about. Trust me, you'll want to catch this for every showing and every viewing of the homes that you'll visit. So let's jump right in. Start from the bottom, literally. If you see cracks that are diagonal or even or wide, that could mean the house is shifting. Walk around the perimeter of the house. If you notice the ground sloping towards the house or water pooling near the foundation, that could mean a drainage issue or water infiltration in the basement. Now, this doesn't mean that this issue can be fixed. It's actually simple to fix it. Just have to add either earth or limestone quarter down around the foundation wall on the outside, making it a positive slope away from the foundation so the water runs away from the house. Inside the house, you can walk around barefoot. If you notice that the floors are slanted or uneven, that's a classic sign that there's movement underneath. Next up, water damage. Winnipeg basements are pretty notorious for this, and a way to detect it is pretty much to literally smell in the basement. And if you feel like it's musty or you feel like it smells like earth odors, then it might mean mold or mildew. You can also look for white powdery stains. That's called efflorescence, and that means that water's been there at some point. Check for swollen baseboards, peeling paint, or discolored drywall. All signs that moisture's been there or it could be active. Now, look around doors and windows. Do you see cracks in the corners? Or maybe frames that look like they're pulling away from the wall? This could mean structural movement. If doors don't close properly, or if they swing open by their own, that could mean that the house is shifting or that the frames are no longer square because it shifted a long time ago. Don't forget to look up. If you notice that the shingles are lifting or curling, you might have active leaking or that the shingles are near the end of its life. Look for water stains in the ceilings. If you're in a 2-story home, go to the second floor and look there. You can also look around chimneys, vents, or skylights. These are the first places to have these issues. If you're able to look into the attic, that'd be ideal because you would be able to notice if there is any dark spots or damp insulation, and that's a clear sign that there is roof leak. The next red flag is outdated electrical systems. Now, this is a huge one for older Winnipeg homes. A lot of houses built in the 70s, they used aluminum wiring instead of copper. Now, you may be wondering, what's the problem with that? Aluminum runs at a different temperature, which means there's a potential for fire. And insurance companies don't like that. And it could get really expensive. So a way to remediate that is pigtailing. But again, that could be expensive. You can notice aluminum wiring because it's printed on the cable. It says aluminum, literally, or AL. Or when you go view homes built in the 70s, just be mindful that there's potential that they used aluminum. Then there's knob and tube wiring. It was common for houses built before 1950s, and it's not automatically dangerous, but most insurance companies will require you to update that. A way to notice it is looking at the electrical outlets and checking if it has 2 holes, that's probably ungrounded. The next red flag is asbestos in older materials. Now, this is a big one because if your home was built before 1990, which there are a lot of them, it might have the chance to have asbestos. Now, don't be scared here, but there's asbestos in insulation material, flooring, drywall, and even some ceilings. The scary part is that you cannot identify it just by looking at it. You have to professionally test it, and if it comes back positive, then don't try to remove it yourself. Now, one thing to note here is that it's not dangerous while it's undisturbed. But if you plan to do renovations, you have to test it. It's not expensive to test it. There's different centers where you can bring a sample to get it tested. And after the fact that you know for sure that it doesn't contain asbestos, you can go ahead and renovate everything. Now, when you see soft, crumbly, or soggy wood, that's a sign of rot. And that could have been caused by water damage at some point or insects. If you see sawdust or tiny holes in the wood, that could be termites or ants. Now, these issues are harder to detect because it's hidden inside a wall and it could get expensive again. Now, I'm gonna give you a final advice. Not every red flag means that you should walk away. You could also bring a contractor with you to get a quote of the issues that have been in the property or could potentially happen, and get a quote just to know how much it would be to remediate that issue. If you found this video useful, please hit the like button. That helps me a lot. Subscribe if you haven't done so. I release a video every week, and I'll see you in the next video.